the biggest thing that I've known about Johnny is his turnaround from a disillusioned, depressed, alcoholic ragamuffin into a big honey bear.
And that man spent many, many hours working with me. Clove hitch, bow line, he'd show me again, because I just didn't get it. And I was amazed with the guy, and I'd say, I called him sir one day. He said, I don't want to be called sir. My name is Johnny. And we got to the practical, and we were doing one final evolution, and he asked me something, and I said, yes, sir. He looked at me and said, you failed. But he was just kidding, and thanks to Johnny, I did pass the practical on the Fire Academy, and I owe a lot to the man, and I will never, ever forget him. He's a real inspiration to me, and I always remember him.
I've heard it said he never complained. Well, just to set the record straight, he did. But, you know, all you guys, all of us, whatever our work may be, have a bad day, hard day, whatever, so you grouse a little bit about it. And there's been many times I'd stop by to see him weekend or after work or something, and he'd go, oh man, Roger, God, it was hard out there in the burning field 3 times this week. Afterwards we had a nighttime burn. I'm so tired. And I'd listen as if I was believing him. When he finally get done, I'd say, Johnny, don't give me that BS. He'd look at me, that sly little look of his, and said, I know you love every second of it. And he laughed and said, yeah, but you know what? They even pay me for it.
And I'd like to say that I'm going to miss Johnny and had my chance to think. And on behalf again of the state of Colorado, we're really going to miss him. And it's a great loss.
He was very effective in keeping the kids who like to race down the streets, keep their speeds down. This was a number of years ago when Jennifer was smaller, and he was telling me that the kids are just driving way too fast up and down the street. He's worried that one of them would hit a kid. And he said, so what I do, he says, every now and then I'll call the police, tell them where I live, and say, these kids are racing up and down, they're going to hit my kid. I'm a Vietnam vet, I got guns, and I'm pissed. And he slammed the phone down. And sure enough, for the next few days, there'll be lots of patrols, speed rounds, and it slowed down the traffic. So our neighborhood will be the poorer for the loss of Johnny.
I'm his brother. I don't say I was his brother, I am his brother. Johnny overcame a lot of obstacles, but there was one he could never overcome. It was a doorknob. In 1970, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department came to my door. I lived out in California. And they said, is your mother named Jeannie Nobles? And I said, yes. They said, well, she's trying to get a hold of you. You need to call home. So I called home, and the only place I could call from was what we call a strip mall nowadays. It had a payphone outside. Had an intercom, had music playing over on it. And I called her, and she said, are you sitting down? And I said, well, no, I'm in a payphone standing up. She said, I got some bad news for you. She said, your brother was wounded in Vietnam. He's lost both his legs. He's got shrapnel on his side, and they don't think he's going to live. And I remember falling back against the glass in that payphone. And as it happens in everybody's life, there's music comes along with the tragedy. And that song that day that happened to be playing over that intercom was He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother. And it stayed with me. And I look forward to the time when my brother could come home. And every effort was made to monitor his progress, and finally they shipped him out of Japan back to the States, and then to Denver here. And then he finally got to come home to Los Angeles. Well, he had been pinned up for a long time and feeling kind of ornery and frisky, or whatever you want to call it. So I remember he was sitting in the living room floor of my dad's house. He wasn't sitting in his wheelchair, he was sitting in the floor. All of you knew Johnny tucked his pants legs under his legs. And I walked over and was talking to him, and he reached up and slapped me. And I mean, he slapped me good. And I stepped back and looked at him, and his words were, what are you going to do, hurt a cripple? Now, I didn't know how to take that, you know. I mean, here he is. So I kind of backed off. He said, well, that's all right. And then he leaned way up and slapped me again. I said, I've had enough. Well, I pushed him backwards. He rolled over, and actually pants legs flew up in the air. I don't know why. I grabbed him, tied him in a knot. And I happened to look at the front door, I drug him across the living room and hung him on a doorknob. He could never overcome that obstacle. But he's done a lot. Throughout the years, we weren't very close, but I always loved my brother. And he's done anything he set his mind to do. He was my hero. Always will be. I hope he was y'all's.
We were doing some extrication from cars, and I promise you, the door just fell off in my hands. But from that day on, the guys kept razzing me about how I would rip doors off cars. So one day I came in, and as usual, Johnny pointed at me and said, "She did it." And I said, "What'd I do now, Johnny?" And he said, "Well, he asked me what happened to my legs." And I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, you remember when you ripped that door off the car? I told him you ripped my legs off."
You know, Greg's really into this bicycle racing, and I don't see why I shouldn't be able to be in a bicycle race. And I kind of looked at him and said, "Well, okay, whatever you think." And he said, "Well, all I have to do is design a bicycle that I can use and move by using my arms." And that's all it took, was an idea in his head, and he designed on a piece of graph paper a blueprint of a bicycle that he brought to Greg and said, "Why don't you and I build this together? Because one of my dreams down the road after I become the world's greatest firefighter is I want to be a bicycle racer." Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
And he says, never stop doing anything you do. He says, always try. He says, the quitter is the one that stops trying. That's the quitter. Just keep trying. It was good, man. Thank you. I see when we've been there.
His children were asked to describe their dad in one word, and almost immediately the words came: awesome, unique, loving, stubborn. Well, no one's perfect.
Well, to the King family, to the friends of John, our deepest condolences from all of the Metro fire departments and their firefighters, because we've truly lost a friend. But what a friend.
Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. It was grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home.
When I am called to duty, God, whatever flames may rage, give me the strength to save a life, whatever be its age. Help me embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from the horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert and hear the weakest shout, and quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to fill my calling and to give the best in me, to guard my every neighbor and protect his property. And if according to your will, while on duty I must answer death's call, bless with your protecting hand my family, one and all.
When things are tough, when you're having to gut it out doing your job, whether it's in the station or on the fire grounds, just remember the king of the burn building and where he was at and what he did for us and what he was capable of doing and what all of you are capable of doing every day.